I'm back from vacation and I'm ready to start celebrating Halloween, so stick around. Hello, fellow 80s kids, and welcome to Nostalgia Syndrome. My name is Rob, and in this episode, we will be talking about some forgotten 80s monster toys. I really don't think I need to elaborate that any further, so why don't we go ahead and look at some of those toys that go bump in the night. Our first toy was released in 1989, and it was made by Milton Bradley. These are the Goops Frisbees. There were two different sets of Goops Frisbees, one being Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Kind of fits with the Goop name, with the ooze and Goop ooze, kind of go hand in hand. Now the other set which we will be talking about was just simply called Monsters. Now the Monsters came in two different sizes, a full-size Frisbee and a mini Frisbee. Now these Monster Frisbees, or UFOs as the back of the package says, ugly flying objects, featured a monster, which kind of looks kind of rat-like. It also featured a vampire. I love the way this looks. The colors really pop, and the vampire bat is pretty neat looking. But my absolute favorite of these Frisbees is the werewolf. Now, I'm a huge fan of werewolves, and I just really dig how this looks. He's kind of squished in the design of the Frisbee, but I get it. And wouldn't it be kind of meta if you play, Frisbee with your dog with the werewolf Frisbee? That'd be kind of cool. Now, the mini Frisbees. This one, I don't know what Milton Bradley was pulling with this one, or if these were just released by some other company and were kind of tagged on this list that I found. Well, just take a look at them. There's three of them, and they're just Monster 1, Monster 2, and Monster 3. I hate to say this, but don't they look a tad bit familiar? Like they kind of had a little bit of inspiration from another popular toy line of the 80s? Anyway, I won't hold it against them because Mad Balls were awesome, and everyone loved them, so why not get a little bit of that Mad Ball love? Our second monster toy comes from 1986 from a company named Spearhead. These are the Creepy Kids. Now, I just feel like I need to add that anything gruesome, monstrous, what have you, with the kid's name attached to it, might have been trying to take advantage of the wildly popular Garbage Pail Kids at the time. Anyway, these aren't gross, these are just little monster kids, and I adore them. So, I'm going to read to you the back of the package because they have a little bit of a backstory. So, let me grab my phone and we'll read away. Okay, before I start reading, shout out to my new phone case for any Demon Slayer fans out there. Konnichiwa! So anyway, let's read this backstory of the Creepy Kids. Meet the Creepy Kids. The little group of gruesomes has a great time performing their mischievous tricks on the normals. Nothing terrible, just naughty enough to let you know they are around. Creepy Kids have formed their own little band of freaky friends that together work and plan their next escapade. Don't be afraid of the Creepy Kids. Even though they misbehave, they want to be hugged and loved. just like you. Isn't that heartwarming? Anyway, the back of the package features really great artwork of each character, and they also have a little write-up of each one. So I will read the write-up, and I will also show the awesome artwork next to the figure, the little PVC figures of the Creepy Kids. So here we go. First is Frank E. Fright. Frankie is the strong, silent type. Tell him a few jokes, and you'll keep him in stitches. Next is Gore E. Tooth. Now, Gore E. drives some kids bats. Others think he is fang-tastic. Most normals think he's lazy because he sleeps all day. Our next one is Beware Wolf. Being a real romantic, there is nothing Beware loves more than a moonlit night. It brings out the beast in him. But they don't mention anything about him playing baseball. That's odd. Carrying a baseball bat, I guess that's romantic. Now, our last Creepy Kid is Witch S. Brew. Witch S is always brewing up a little trouble. When you really get to know her, she'll sweep you off your feet. Now, I love the fact that this whole thing is just dad joke after dad joke, so serious props to them for that. Now, the back of the package also says, look for Series 2. Now, I was not able to find a Series 2 with my little bit of research for this, but we might find something when we do our hunt on eBay. You never know, we do get some surprises with our little hunts. Our third forgotten 80s monster toy comes from a toy company whose name kind of creeps me out. So it kind of goes along with the whole theme of this Halloween episode. Anyway, the name of the toy company is Carlin's Playthings. The year, unknown. But looking at these, you definitely know they came from the 80s. These are chained monsters. Now, I have to admit that with a name like that, I kind of assumed that these would be inspired by My Pet Monster. You know, because he came with that awesome orange chain. But I was very wrong. Now, these are necklaces that you can bend, pose, and scare your friends, as the packaging says. Now, the packaging also says that they are your own personal monster pal that you wear around your neck. 30-inch chain included. Now, there were only 2 released, at least that I could find with my research, and they were Dracula and the Werewolf. And super shout out to the packaging for this woman screaming from the top of the castle. Now, I could find absolutely nothing on this toy line other than the pictures that I found. So I'm really interested to see what we turn up when we go searching on eBay. I'm thinking we're not going to have any luck with it, but you never know. eBay has surprised me in the past. So check out that episode when it drops later this week. Our fourth forgotten 80s monster toy could have easily fallen into the gross out toy category. But since it has a monster's name in its title, I put it in this list, and they are the Zombie Zoo. Now, these are released by Panville in an unknown year, but I'm guessing probably 1986 because that was the year of the Madball, and these are heavily inspired by Madballs. It's funny, that's the second time that I've mentioned Madballs on this list, but that just goes to show how powerfully popular the Madballs were. These toys are heavily inspired by the Madballs. The only thing to their credit, they were a little bit bigger than the Mad Balls. But anyway, there were 8 total Zombie Zoo balls. And they were Bloody Bull, Bone Breath, Crazed Cat, Eye Elephant, Monkey Mash, Rhino Rap, Vein Brain, and Wart Russ, a play on walrus. Anyway, like I said, these foam balls took a lot of inspiration from Mad Balls, but they were a tad bit bigger and they featured really great artwork on the packaging. I really dig it. Like I mentioned, it's unknown what year these actually came out, so I'm going out on a limb and saying 1986 because that was the pinnacle year for the Gross Out toy. Our 5th and final forgotten 80s monster toy takes us from the dark and murky depths of Loch Ness to our bathtubs. These are Nerf's Loch Nerf Monsters, released by Parker Brothers in 1983. Now these safe, soft, playtime pals for the bathtub came at a time that I can only assume was a rough spot for Nerf. I mean, this isn't the Nerf that we know and love today. And they don't really look like the Loch Ness Monster at all. But anyway, these little dudes featured suction cups on their hands, feet, and tail so you could stick them to the, bathtub walls, the bathtub itself, what have you. They had removable terry cloth robes and a little pet, or pal if you will. Now these also have a backstory, so I'm going to read the back of the packaging and tell you the names of these derpy looking monsters. So anyway, the backstory is, meet the Loch Nerf Monsters, Tub Toys. A friendly group of prehistoric play pals. These irresistible creatures simply love bath time, and so do their water spouting bath buddies. So it's no wonder that a tub full of water is a welcome sight to these cute little characters. Of course, the only thing Loch Nerf Monsters like better than playing in the tub is eating your face. No, I just threw that in. Is playing in the tub with a friend. Which that sounds more creepier than the eating your face part. Anyway, these dudes' names are Dwiffle and Snail. Oh my god, they tried a little bit too hard on this. Frunkle, Frunkly, and Suckerfish, and Glints and Dragon. I think they could have come up with a little bit more of pedestrian names for these critters. I mean, they are kind of cute, I will give them that. I would definitely not turn away a Loch Nerf monster to sit on my shelf. So, with that being said, we'll have to tune in and see how well the eBay hunt goes, and see if these little cryptids are out there in cyberspace somewhere. Kind of excited to see. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I have to admit, this is a very rocky filming session. I mean, it's been a while since I've been in front of a camera. Like I said, we were away on vacation, but now that we're back, it's all about Halloween, so I'm going to try to do a few Halloween-themed episodes before the end of the month. So, fingers crossed I'll be able to do that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this list of forgotten 80s monster toys. This is the second list that we've done. The first time was, of course, last Halloween. So, yeah, I tried to find some really obscure ones this time around. Of course, there's more and better, awesome forgotten toys out there, monster toys. But, like I said, I wanted to find some obscure, weird ones, and I think I did with this list. So, let me know, and I'm going to leave you there. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you got something to say, please leave a comment. I love reading them, and I love getting back to everyone. And if you're new around here and you enjoyed this, or any of the episodes that YouTube is recommending down here, please hit subscribe. And if you hit that little bell icon, you'll be notified whenever there's a new episode. So anyway, until next time, Thank you for watching. Keep being rad and stay dorky.